Wow. Sitting with three big hitters. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you. Welcome to Delhi.
Nice to see you. It's beautiful to be here. Like our sound to the world. So
Yeah.
I played all as much unreleased or new stuff that doesn't get played.
Makes sense, yeah. For FMs, you gotta do new stuff.
I generally, that's in my sets. I just want to play like dope shit from our culture that people don't get to hear. You know, because like, as a producer in my journey, I'm not like I don't have 15 records. My set can be played on Canal records. I don't. I actually don't even like playing my records. Like it's more for me because I'm inspired by like the Dixons of the world and those people like that. So I just want to play that sort of mindfuck shit that like, you know, when you're listening, you're like, what the hell is that? You know, and that song fits to me in like that world of like, if someone's really listening, that song is gonna be like, what is happening? Because it's not a slap you in the face record. It's a slow groover, but it has these like really, it's like you guys cut and paste different bits.
But a lot of their music does that.
Yeah.
Often your sound takes you one place, then
we don't plan it, we just
breaks,
it just happens.
Takes you somewhere else, then brings you back, and takes you there again.
But they
it's
have
very interesting.
underground and then pop stuff. Like the song with Palwinder is like to me like it's a great record.
Yes.
It's genreless, you know. You can't say they're this.
Yeah.
True, even we can't define ourselves.
Because when you sit down and make music, you're not gonna like limit yourself. It's just you go where you want to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what happens, and it turns out to be really good. Like when you don't plan it, things happen best.
True, the best tracks come out when you don't plan
I
it.
really like your track as well, Chan Chan. I think the production is great and the build up is great and the drop is
and
great.
that was the same thing. It's like I like the vocal. Let me just use AI and take it out, and then like let me build a track. And have my friend jump on production with me, and just like turns into something.
It's got that percussive like party.
Yeah, we'll add the link in description, by the way.
But what about you on the creative process? It's gotta be the same thing.
Same.
Right?
We think the same. I think
Like
that's
you have
why it's so interesting.
You have these like tassels. Like, why did you decide to put that there?
Because they were in the piece of fabric, and I was like, well, just let's leave them there.
Yeah.
You know. So, just things happen, right? You see things, and you see, oh, that could work here, that could work there. It's like when it's sound, visual. So I think it's gonna make maybe the same philosophy. I don't know. I mean, we just kind of see stuff. Well, I see fabric.
Right.
And from fabric, I see clothes, or textile processes, or artisanal things. You go, wait, why can't I do that with that? People go, well, because you don't, and like, well, you can. So let's try it. Let's do it. It's like how you create a sound. It's like, why can't I make that sound?
Exactly.
Let's see how it works. I think it's quite similar. I don't know.
Do you feel like the practice of juxtaposition, like of putting something here that should not be here together, is what creates the magic? And you seek that out.
Sure, but it has to be functional, right? As well, because you can't just make clothes that people can't wear. Or you can. I mean, you can make them as statement pieces or
You gotta
artistic.
try it first. You gotta try it first, then you'll come to know what's gonna happen. Same goes with the music.
There's a foundation that you have to base everything upon, and then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
With that foundation,
Yeah.
right?
So our foundation is Indian artisanal textiles, craft from India, and trying to push craft out to the world. That's what we want to do.
Like a one-off.
And I think that's
I love that
kind
part.
of what you're doing. Yeah. You're taking the sound of India or your influences about your culture. Same with you, your culture. You're pushing your culture using the sounds and the feeling of where we are, where you're from, and pushing it out there. And I mean, it's interesting because you're coming from being an immigrant or a child of immigrants, and you're coming from being child of here, where you've grown up here, and you know, where you and I have both grown up as brown people abroad in kind of a white culture. And so we're pushing our culture forward from our perspective, and you guys are pushing it from your perspective, and that's perhaps why the sounds.
It's an import and export kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what do you think? Which is difficult? For you guys, for us?
I think it's difficult for everybody. You have to work. You can't do anything without working hard, right? Really, you have to be a grafter. You have to go to work every day. You have to work a certain number of hours. Even when you don't want to work, you have to turn up. You have to show up, and you have to just keep doing, right?
True.
There's always something you don't know, right? Like that's why it's just endless
journey.
opportunity to like get better, learn more, improve in your ability to storytell. We're storytellers,
Probably
right?
like a scope for experimenting.
Exactly.
I think there's a timing for everything as well. Like you'll know at a certain time that you're getting better at it.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel when you do it, करोगे तो पता लगेगा.
Exactly.
Simple, as simple.
And you have to jump, right? 2 feet. You know, you can't sort of dip your toe. Oh, let me try. Let me know. Jump in, put your whole body through. Just give everything you have, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, at least you tried, right?
Of course.
You know, when we started, because we were from India, people were like, ew, like you're from India. Okay, we thought it was Japanese, but if it's from India, we don't want to buy it. I'm like, okay, well.
But the quality that you're doing, the designs you're doing, they're amazing.
Well, thanks, but you know, but the fight was like, okay, we got to show people that things from India can be as good as anything from Japan
True.
or America or Britain or France or Italy, right? And that's what we're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, the designs, the ikat print, the block print, everything. This meant for India. That's your home ground.
Well, yeah.
It's interesting because these guys are seeing your work from a very like natural, like
4 years.
no, like purely authentic. They see the fabrics and the styles, right? That you every day, everywhere. I don't. Right?
What do you
I
notice?
don't get to see it, right? I don't get to see it in New York. Like, I don't get to see block print styles like you guys do. It's like, oh yeah, I've grown up with that. I see that here. For us, it's like it's nostalgia.
Yes.
You know, and it's interesting that we, again, this comes back to the music thing too. It works because if you remove the Indian side of it, the quality is there. And I think that's what we all strive for is like, we want to build whatever we're creating with the quality that, you know what, of course our culture makes it unique and special. But when you compare us to anyone else, it can't just be Indian.
True.
It can't just be,
No.
oh, it's good because it's Indian.
No.
It can't be that.
No.
The
It has to
quality
be good because
matters.
The product
Everything
is
matters.
good. And wow, Indian culture on top of that is you cannot copy that shit. You know, like that is what makes us
It's
us,
unique.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's we all strive for, to be the best in our respective areas, regardless of our background, our culture.
Yeah.
The result has to be, the output has to be top notch. Like me and Ravi, what we always discuss is the music should be like such top quality that, you know, there's no compromise. We should not tolerate something that's like two levels down.
I think when you have knowledge, why don't you pursue it properly?
Yeah.
Goes for you also. When you know how to do it, what to do.
Yeah. Do it properly. Yeah. I sort of have pride in putting out the best, or the best you can do. Right. So set a level very high and try and achieve it. You know, keep striving to be better and better and more.
How do you feel when somebody is like doing something similar? How do you feel? How do you take the next step?
You should take it as a compliment, right?
True.
If someone is kind of either copying you or influenced by what you do, you know, we're all influenced by others too, right? You know, you grew up listening to techno house and the best DJs and the best record producers, and so did you. And we looked at the best designers and fashion people, you know, the Japanese in terms of how they work, or any other brand that you loved growing up. So that gives us the influence or the inspiration to do something.
Your DNA is made up of all the influences that you followed.
Right?
You grew up, so-
Yeah. But funny enough, because all my influences for what I do come from music. Like everything comes from music. I mean, I grew up, that's why I love being around people like you guys, because that's my first love is music, you know?
I think it's vice versa for us, why we care so much about how we look and dress, and fashion inspires us also because it's a creative expression. And I think just to go back to the point we were talking about, when it comes to people who are trying to imitate or borrow or whatever from your style, the one thing I will say about your work that has me like truly obsessed is, like, I've tried to wear so many Indian brands. I won't name them, but I've tried to wear so many Indian brands, and the thing that you guys have is the quality and the fit is undeniable. Like, it is, like, honestly, if someone said today, you know, wear a Dries Van Noten shirt or a Kardo shirt, I would be way more comfortable wearing Kardo,
Right.
because I know it's gonna fit me. It's gonna make me feel good. Like yesterday, I was telling our guys, I'm like, I was wearing the black shirt, these pants before I'm like performing for 5,000 people, and I was like, I feel my best right now. I literally feel my best. So you created this thing that allows us to wear this and feel like, oh,
Yeah,
we're
just to
so
be more
comfortable.
confident in life.
Yeah,
true.
So the size, I mean, he loves to wear something that's really loose. So I think Kardo did a great job with that.
No, he's been trying it.
Yeah.
The 3XL.
It's loose but structured.
Yeah,
you know,
structured,
like it's
yeah. Has
not
that perfect
like I
fit.
like loose too, but it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like oversized like
Oversized,
this.
yeah.
You know, if you get a
It fits
double
where it
XL,
fits.
like you
Yeah.
typically like that or an XL, you know. Our big guys need love too, man. You know,
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like they need people to think about us. You know,
True.
It's not just the whatever the model.
Yeah, the skinny,
you
the
know,
slim,
super skinny,
muscle.
you know.
Yeah.
Think about us. You know,
Yeah.
we're presence. You know, so
We try to. Everybody want. I think we just want to. We want everyone.
happy.
We want everyone to wear the clothes. That's the one of the most important things. Is like we don't want to be too precious, where we're priced out of the market, and we don't want to be. I don't like the word luxury anyway as a terminology for clothing. You should feel luxurious if you're wearing a white T-shirt
True.
or a pair of sneakers. I think everybody should be able to wear it, and you want to make things accessible so that more people wear your clothes, or more, you know, so people can appreciate them. You know, there's a massive diaspora of people from our culture who are wearing Kardo because they feel nostalgic, but they also feel like
what's good?
it's approachable, right? It's not like overpriced, or well, I hope it's not overpriced, but you know, it's wearable, it's accessible. I think that's super important.
True. I want to understand what inspires you for your next collection. What is the plan? How do you plan it?
I have a thought, an idea, a feeling. You know, the world is going through changes, and so we take an inspiration from what's happening in the world, right?
Also
And then we
your
say,
mood, I think. Your mood also, and
Yeah.
what you're going through in life. Everything.
yeah, absolutely.
Set your mood.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So she hasn't eaten today.
You don't want to. I don't want to build a collection based on my mood. Yeah. Ask my team. They'll be like,
But I want to
forget it.
understand the process.
No,
What
so
is-
you have an idea, a feeling. So, you know, a lot of our collections are based on the idea of community, togetherness, and connection. You know, a way of connecting people. The whole idea for us is to build this thing, this feeling where craft is connected to humans, from the craftsman all the way down to the people who wear it. So, you know, you're wearing something that's crafted by craftsmen. They should be able to be connected to you. You should be able to be connected to them. And we're building a global community of people who are doing maybe good things and being nice people. That's all we want to do.
Like-minded people.
Like-minded people. So we want to be connected to great musicians, artists, creative people, writers, but even regular people. They should feel connected to when they wear our clothes. That's kind of what we're trying to do. Like when you guys DJ, you're bringing people together. You're building this energy, this crowd energy that everybody feels together, right? I haven't been to your gig yet, but I've been to your gig where you're like standing next to someone and going, you hug them and you go, dude, isn't this feeling amazing, right? And that's what you guys do. That's what we're trying to do with clothes, I think, as well as talk about our Indianness. I think that's really important for us. For me as well. We are Indian, we're brown. Let's talk about that. Let's be proud of that. Let's show the world that, you know, what we can do and why, you know, you grew up in the 70s, I grew up in the 70s. Wasn't so pleasant, especially.
You just dated me a little bit. I grew up in the
Oh, sorry.
70s, but close.
Okay, so I grew up in the 70s and it was,
Give me some age on
sorry,
this,
sorry, brother.
How old are you, sir?
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's not the 70s.
Yeah, okay, you grew up in the 80s, mate. Yeah, and I grew up in the 70s. And it was tough, right? And so you come and you have something to prove, I think, as well. Not in a negative way or an aggressive way.
It's
To yourself.
yeah.
To yourself.
To yourself, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you come from. Like you want to get it out there. Like you know, like, why is it still inside you? You want to get it out.
Yeah. And take your culture with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And show the world that, you know.
Because if you have the desire, then just do it. Like, because not many people can do it. It's like Kunal is such a unique guy. Like from all over the world, he's one guy with Khan who are pushing the culture in the US. It's something different. It's unique.
Yeah, and what you guys are doing here is like you're taking a sound, a brand new sound that really no one thought about. I mean, there have been.
It was there. It was there
There
10
were-
years ago, but
yeah.
the whole cycle has returned back. And
You know, there have been the medieval pundits and all these
there's
trailblazers.
Kale and
Yeah.
there's Nitin Sawhney. These guys
Yeah.
are amazing with
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah, trailblazers, but you're taking.
10 years later, it all came back.
But it's new. That's what I think is
Yeah,
interesting. It's
yeah.
new.
In a different
it's
way.
really new.
Yeah, but I think we all respect those guys, and we listen to them, and Talvin Singh's a friend and mentor.
Yeah,
like
Talvin Singh is
constantly is on the eye
pioneer.
for news thing. This guy has been in the game forever, and still is so up to date on new artists and fashion and all
Yeah,
those things.
yeah.
So I think people like that just continue to inspire us because they did it alone.
right.
We have each
Each
other.
other, yeah. that's true.
Yeah.
They did it alone without support, without a world that looked at skin color much differently than people look at skin color today.
Yeah.
So, I think I think we all believe that we're not doing this for ourselves. We're doing this for the next generation also. You got to
Yeah.
lift it up so that there's more and more creatives. And I think this is the thing that I mean, for me personally, it's really not about us. It's really just about this next generation of South
Yes,
Asian.
the culture.
Right.
No, but it's not, but specifically, it's about telling the kids that you can be creatives and be successful.
I feel that. I feel that. Also,
Felt the same way.
getting close to India when you do something like this,
Yeah.
and understand it's a great feeling when you do something for India, like get your sound internationally approved, get validations for it.
When you inspire people to do the same thing you're doing, and with your music or your craft, whatever you're doing, it's a beautiful feeling because you know that even when you're gone, it's gonna be there. It's gonna last
True,
forever.
true, very true.
So like,
Yeah.
it's a never-lasting thing. You
Yeah.
can't
How
beat that.
often? Sorry.
No, let's ask how did you meet? 'Cause
Sorry.
That's super interesting. How did you two meet?
How did I meet him?
Tinder, Bumble.
I'm not going to say what I think it was, but yes, sure. Bumble.
Met through a common friend.
Yeah, common friend at a party, and I was like, I want to become a musician like 10 years back. And he was like, you're an idiot. You don't know what music is. And he was like a classically trained musician. He has a family of classically trained musicians.
Tell me what is this classical thing?
Yeah.
No one knows.
Anyway, so we didn't like each other, but we sat down the first time and we started making a track.
Now it's we.
Yeah, we sat
I
down
thought-
for like a studio
I
session.
didn't like him.
He didn't like me. He's like, you don't know what you, but you know your heart is good.
So
yeah,
what I saw some scope. I saw something like a push that something can push me also, and it's a good one.
What determination?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, let's do something, man. I can't hear this music anywhere. Let's make it. Like,
True.
I want to hear this music. It's not out anywhere. Like,
And were you DJing before?
no, I was like an electronic DJ, like EDM.
Right.
And that's the time he found me, and he was like, yeah, whatever, what kind of music are you playing? It's not intelligent. But I was like having fun.
It's a great influence.
But when we sat together, we started making music, it became like a proper intelligent kind of music. And
Yeah.
I love the South Asian kind of culture coming onto electronic music. Jo sun sakta hai aadmi, like again and again. Not like annoying stuff that has like a huge drop and goes back down. So he was like, let's make something like this, and we started making music like that. And then
Also that.
we failed for 7 years. Though nobody liked our music. All the radio stations rejected it. But then I think the 7th year, it was like everything went up for us. For COVID
Now we
time.
got validation.
Validation from the whole world. Like it was
From
crazy.
BBC radio, we got to know that the sound is working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Or probably we are too advanced.
We were
But you
gonna
never
give,
gave up with,
we
with
were
your-
gonna
what
give
you
up.
were trying to say.
we were gonna give up the 7th year. He was like, I was like, you know, we're done. I don't know.
Such a close call.
Close call. It was like a close call. Bobby Friction saved us. He took the track and
Yeah.
he played it 26 times on his show. 26 shows back to back. And it was
Yeah.
like, we have something going on. And then we're like,
Wow.
Shout out to Bobby Friction.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so do you come at the music from a classical music mindset?
Yeah.
So you're coming from one angle, you're coming from
Yeah,
another.
yeah, exactly. He's from like being in a
Electronic.
so
Electronic.
Yeah.
and my
Saying
family,
bad music
MA
side.
and Sitar Mainani and from Gharana, so I used to listen to very cool vinyls. But it was like a huge
Basic
setting in my
Tabla,
house.
very well. Like,
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
how to play
really?
instruments, yeah.
Wow.
Sitar
Jack
as
of
well.
all.
Sitar as well.
Yeah. So not many people. Do many people know that you're like a classically trained musician?
Not official, but Jack of all.
Like, he looks like it though. Does he?
I mean,
If you dress him up, like he'll look like
Yeah.
a proper
Give him
classic.
But I want to know
Pick
what
up the
happened
genre.
with you and this one,
Arman.
Yeah.
What happened with us? What happened with us?
Your
Oh, like-
story, your origin
Oh,
story.
that-
Like,
First
How you
meeting,
guys-
how was it?
Oh, the first meeting is, speaking of meeting in a provocative way, he DM'd me. And he said, hey man, I'm doing this party. Come out to this party. And I was like, who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is. But in typical social media ways we look today, I looked at his profile, I'm like, 10,000 followers? Who's this guy? He's in New York? I know everyone in New York. So, still didn't plan to go to the party. But I was out, it was a Thursday night, and literally ended up with a friend around the corner. And so then I popped in and met him off the bat, like he was at the door. I walked in this party and I was like, it's pretty busy, but it was like very, very young. I was like, okay, this is fine, whatever. We stayed for like literally 10 minutes and then left. And I'm walking down the stairs. And literally I hear a singer singing classical Indian vocals on top of like a very like housey track. I'm like, what's going on here?
Who's DJ?
I have no idea at the time. But I hear this, I'm like, this is very different. Like I looked at the crowd, I saw the music they were playing, and then I'm walking downstairs, I hear something completely different. So I'm just confused, like why is this happening? So I tell my friend, let's just go up and I just want to double check I'm hearing this the right way. I could have, you know? And then I went upstairs and looked, and yeah, there was this guy Ben Parag singing on top of a track.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, this is not what I expected. Because for me, in New York, seeing a bunch of fake 23 to 25-year-old kids being entertained by guys singing classical Indian on a whatever house record,
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like in New York, these people like pop and hip hop record. They don't like this kind of stuff. But why are they jamming to this, right? So then my head started thinking, and I left. And then we met. Actually, we had a drink, got up, and talked, and just learned about each other. And that process lasted for about like 6 months. And soon after that party, he started. He threw his first indoor house, and I went to that thing. And that was similar also, like he had like live musicians and everything, and it's like, it's really interesting to me. And what happened after that was really the turning point in our relationship, because he said to me, like, what did you think about the party? I said, well, it was cool. The sound wasn't great. The music was a little bit commercial, but you know, it was cool. I had no interest in getting involved. Like, I was like, I don't want to be part of another brown party. Like, I've done this my whole life. I don't want to do this anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that he was doing it for the music. I thought he was doing it just to do like a concept idea, right?
Yeah.
So the next one he threw, he's like, hey, come out. Like, and two things happened at this party. Every piece of feedback that I gave him, he changed. The sound was great. The lighting was great. The music was so much better. But the best thing that happens, I go to this party and we sit at, he's about to perform next. We're sitting at his table, just the two of us and like some other people. And he's not focused on anything else except just talking to me. He's like, so what do you think? And this and that. And like, literally, like before I go play, I'm distracted. My head is like, I'm not in a way. And he's just very calmly just talking to me. While there's just 450 people at this party, he's not even focused. He's just, I'm like, why does he care so much about what I think? And so that relationship just grew, and then finally I was like, all right, let's do this. And I mean, I think it's been literally that, because
That's very nice.
because the two of us come from different worlds, right? I'm a guy who is like incredibly passionate about electronic music, like a snob, you know? I know every detail, I know everything about it, right? But I also have a desire to uplift the culture, and I have been influenced by classical Indian music. Not Bollywood. I never watched any Bollywood movies until actually In Nowhere Else started, really, and now I enjoy them. I don't speak Hindi, you know, I can understand Gujarati, but I don't speak it, you know. So these are things to me that I feel are weaknesses, but I don't have that like strength in this area. Arman Kahani comes from a place where he is a Bhangra dancer, a Bollywood encyclopedia, knows every different style of Indian music and South Asian music from around the world, like just a nerd when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So the two of us combined, you know, the biggest thing for me is authenticity. We don't want to do this for the wrong reasons.
Right.
And what we bring together is two worlds that we believe actually should exist.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think this has grown. We do it for the right reason. we're just generally speaking two very good people who are not doing this for money or fame or anything like that.
For the culture.
It's for the culture,
truly. Yeah.
You know, and I think
You know,
that's why when we met you guys, and by the way, he put me on you guys. I didn't know who you guys were. Because when
he came down to Delhi, it was like a couple of years ago before the whole Inno warehouse took off. So the one thing great about Arman is that he's a quick learner.
Yeah.
Like if he makes a mistake, he's gonna acknowledge it and he's gonna move on. And that's what he did with the set he played here as well.
That's right.
And the next morning he just did like a social media post. Like he has the guts and the confidence to like go ahead and do that.
Well, this was before Indo Warehouse.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is before Inno warehouse.
When he came down, he played a set with us. Like, but he was so quick to like grab onto the things
That was
didn't work.
2019, I feel.
Yeah.
Like
Was
we
it
did
before-
the album launch
before COVID?
Ethnicity,
Yes, before
remember?
COVID.
Before COVID, I
Yeah.
think. But he's determined. He knows he has to do it. And at that night, like on that night, he played a set that he wasn't happy with it. But the next morning, he acknowledged it quickly and he turned around really quickly. Like,
He analyzed it, he worked on
Yeah.
it.
so that's the great
Bang
thing
on.
about him. That's the great thing. And you need to be like that if you really want to go up really fast. And that's the reason I think that he's also like, move forward everything really quickly. Because you have to accept your...
Yeah, you gotta be open when
you
you
have to be
learn.
open with everything. You're doing something new. You have to acknowledge what you've made mistakes on, and you're gonna improve on those things.
But that creates the journey, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
I'm sure
if you're original or you're someone who does it from
the heart,
because you have no choice because it's coming from your gut.
right?
You need to do it or you need to make the music. You'll have this journey, right? Where your oeuvre of work is from here to here, right? And so if someone looks back and goes, I can see where they came from. They came from here to here, right? Because you've got a body of work. Whereas a lot of people are just copying. They're coming in straight here.
Right.
Do they have that?
And
Have they climbed this ladder?
Exactly. And I feel that no one knows like the struggles you've been through, like the failures you've been through to reach that level. Like you've been through so many struggles to reach there, but people just see like,
they just see the success.
you
or the
reached
failure.
there.
Let me do the same.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Whereas you gotta
build it.
Yeah, you
with the heart.
No, but I mean, I think like a lot of basketball players talk about this. Like the game is practice. Actual practice is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And so going through these, like we all perform these like hour and a half, 2 hour sets.
Right.
But the work to actually go perform these things, it's actually so unfair
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
we put so much work into like
just an hour,
90-minute or 2 hour set.
just like 20 songs. You can't tell this whole story in 20 songs. It's a long story.
And but it's a beautiful journey. I mean, I think that's where these relationships, when you have partnerships, right? It really is because two people see something in each other and they build trust. Trust is not given, it comes over time, right? I think the relationship that Arman and I have today, actually this trip, I will say, I have felt like the strongest connection with him, both performance-wise, but also at human level. Like a lot of the stuff you go through emotionally, you guys, I'm sure, fight all the time.
You go through,
all these things, because you're partners and you have a different view of things and you have different lives, right?
But there's a middle point.
But how do you build that trust where you understand someone, where they're thinking about you? And we're now at a point where something happened in the studio last Friday and it bothered me. But I was like, I'm not going to bring it up because you know what? I actually did not set him up the right way when I asked him to do something. So if I had done that, he may have known something. But he on his own, the other night was like, hey, something's bothering me. And he noticed what I didn't even say and brought it up to me. Like that unspoken language is just crazy.
Same thing. Same with me and Tech. We have the same. I don't talk and he understands what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Like for 2 days if I'm quiet, he knows exactly what's going on. I'm sure it's the same with you and Kanye.
I think that's called partnership.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's interesting because you probably spend more time with each other than you do with your own wife and your kid, right? When you're working, traveling. And
that's dangerous right now. Don't
let's not talk about this on camera.
5 days a week I'm at home.
Okay, good.
I'm safe.
Yeah.
Zoom in on the wink. No, it's a lot of times I'm like, man, I need to find a way to build this actually in other relationships because it's really special, and then you have to just hone on it. Like the more opportunities, the more come more distractions.
Yeah.
And how do you
100%.
how do you hone it and continue to
100%.
build?
I admire like people who work as a team. you know, I admire you.
Because
guys.
when you get
I
lost
admire
on the
you,
way, you
behind
have
you.
the other guy to come and show you the way
Yeah.
again. Put you
Sometimes
back
I
on
feel
the,
like,
yeah.
you know, I'm lucky. I got an amazing team.
Yeah.
So there's my kind of family that helped me.
But for a partner, there are pros and there are cons also. It helps
Sure.
you. It helps you a lot. When I'm down, when I'm low,
Yeah.
he'll cover
Yeah,
it
I
up.
come in and I'm like, no, there's no time for this. We have to go back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just such a
Yeah.
cool
Yeah,
feeling.
Yeah. And when I'm down, he's gonna come in and he's
Yeah.
gonna save me from whatever I'm going
Yeah.
through. But it's a give and take. You have to be there for each other for this to go on
Yeah.
for a long time
Yeah.
because it's very easy to have disagreements.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's everything to have people that support you, that you can count on, that elevate you.
Right.
You know, you obviously have an amazing team. You showed us the place. It's like incredible.
Beautiful.
So
Crazy.
we all need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Thanks for coming, guys.
No, thank you for
Thank
inviting
you.
us. Thank you for inviting
Thank
us.
you,
Ricky.
G.
Always
Yeah.
a pleasure to be here
Yeah.
at Kardo.
Always to have a pleasure. Always pleasure to see you. Thanks for coming from
Listen,
New York.
I don't need thanks. I just want to go raid the closets. Where can we?
Yeah.
When can we start shopping? Let's
Oh,
go.
I can't even read it. Nothing 3XL right now for sure. Only orders.
No worries. Always special order for you.
That's the way he likes it. You know.
Yeah. I've been trying so long to get him in something. I'm like, try XXL. He's like, I just send them to him, and he's like, always sends them back.
Oh, I've got few pieces when it says XXL, and the third X is like
It's by the hand.
randomly
It's like a
stitched.
it's like
By
a,
hand embroidered.
Yeah,
that's a custom. That's a
but
custom.
that's a
picture,
very
right?
cool. I love that. But thanks for doing everything that you do.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you,
to
Ricky,
your
for
team
being,
also.
for being
Yeah.
Ricky,
Yeah,
for
man.
being the heart of Kardo.
True.
Thank you for Kunal for coming down.
You really
No,
cover us like 50%. It really pushes us. We're confident when you wear this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great
and thanks for
feeling.
getting us together. Like I feel like this
No,
whole
this is
energy
lovely.
is like it's,
Yeah.
it's great. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Gujarati and a Siddhar and this one meeting.
Sindhi. that doesn't matter. It's about the South Asian
Good
culture.
job, sir.
Good to see you.
Good job, Kedar.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thanks.
Be careful. Guys, first of all,
Thanks.
thanks for the team, yeah.
Yeah.
I love you.